Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. So we left off last episode, half done our turbo floor here where we're making turbo motors. Our train is just coming into station too, how nice is that? But in today's episode we actually got to continue working on this. I do hope to get it done. You never know these projects, sometimes they take a lot longer or a lot shorter than you anticipate, but hey, it is what it is, right? I have everything organized, everything expandable, so we can expand on it to make additional product, or just to push up the amount of product we make too. So we have aluminum done. We're making heat sinks. The one thing we have to make is oscillators now, so that we can make the radio controlled units. Let's take a quick look here at the radio controlled units. Yeah, they'll take one oscillator per minute. Oh, I'm sorry, actually 1.875 per minute? How? Okay, so an oscillator will make 1.875 per minute, and then this will make 2.5 per minute. I see how they break that down. Okay, this is new, but it's actually really extremely handy. So I'm going to go take a look here. We need for our oscillators. Hey, do we not have an alternate recipe for this? I swear we did. So I went old school here and I came down to an actual manufacturer. This is the one making oscillators for us. Right now we're actually producing one oscillator per minute for storage. I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to underclock that. We're going to produce a lot less. But this gives me a good idea of what I need above. So it'll literally take one oscillator per minute to make one radio control unit per minute. So I think I'm going to actually have to make two machines to really get this going. Overclocking might be a little too much, but let's see here. This is going to take a little while to get together. So for our oscillators here, we're going to need a bunch of wire and a bunch of iron plates. And if we take a quick look at that here, we have two recipes for it. We have the one with the screws and the one with the wires. Now I'm kind of thinking we're going to actually use the wires and produce some iron plates, because I can get iron up to that floor off of our main feed. And for cables here, if we take a look at this one's actually very interesting. We have this one here where it's 2 per minute, and I need some copper wire, not a big deal, we have lots of that. But we also have this one here, 75 wire per minute if we throw some rubber in with it. So apparently rubber saves your copper, but it'll produce 75 per minute, which is quite a lot more than this will produce. So I think we're actually going to do the alternate recipe, considering we have rubber coming up that way anyway, and this too, so we won't have to run anything up there to make these two things. So I'm looking at this now, and we got 1.875 per minute going at 100% clock speed. So if we actually overclock one slightly, we'll be able to get that 2 per minute we need to make those radio controlled units. Alright, looking back here once again, to make 2.5 of these per minute, we're actually going to need 2.5 crystal oscillators per minute. So it'll be cheaper on power to actually make two manufacturers and just split the production between them. So that's what we'll do. So I'm going to get this started up above. We need to start making some iron and plates. I do think I could sneak iron up there easily, or we actually already have an iron line, which we do. It's right here. I can sneak off right here. So I've put in a little time here and done some more running of lines. We have some wires coming in. The machine's just filling up now. I just completed the second one over here. But we have a wire line coming in. We have our iron line coming in. And what I've done is I've bent it around over here and made a little bit of a bus. So what we have is plates being made up in here. And then these plates, because we're making 15 per minute, go directly into here, which make the stitched iron plates, which calls for 15 per minute, so it works out perfectly. And of course we have our wire too, which will slowly fill these suckers up. There we go. Yes, this one, I just put this one in, so it's filling up here. And this one here, same thing, because if we take a look at, we want to get two of these manufacturers going here. So if we look at our oscillators, it's going to take 7.5 reinforced iron plates per minute. And this here, 100%, puts out 7.5 per minute. I'm kind of thinking they rebalanced a lot of stuff to kind of match up, so you don't really have to do like odd numbers and stuff, which is actually really, really nice. Either that or it was always that way and I just never really noticed and I was being overly complex. But we are producing enough iron plates now for 2 separate machines. Our next objective is to actually make wires. Now, if we take a look here, we'll take a quick, cables. I am sorry. We want to make cables. Here we go. I definitely want to use this one because we can actually underclock this. 2 machines will take up 50 cables per minute. So we can actually underclock it by 3/4, 75%. Should be able to if my math is right. But we need some rubber going on over here. Now, I did bring rubber up here. Oh, it's back here. Okay, here it is. We have some rubber going on back here. It comes up, goes out this way. What can I do with this to get it over and up, but still nicely? Whoa, maybe stay on the side of the building for one, and over here. Oh, I'm gonna make wires right here, I think. Or I left a little space in here too to make some more machines if I wanted to. In case we want expansion. That's what I'm doing now. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between like banks of machines. It just makes things a lot easier. I mean, it's not like you don't have room in this game. But we have some wires here. I'm kind of looking. It's going to be tricky. But I could split it off again right there and then have it come around and on top. And then around to over that way. That would actually work. I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna put a splitter on here, and then we'll split it off again. Oh boy. You know, this angle here is a little bit off, but that actually cleaned up nicely like that. I don't mind that at all. I can deal with that. So I haven't even plugged in the cables yet, the cable machinery. I've got it all hooked up, ready to go. But I'm noticing a little bit of a deficit in my wires. This is my copper wires. This is going to actually end up being a problem. So let's go down here and actually take a look at where the copper wires are being split off. Okay, so we got this long line of wires, and I'm only using 1, 2, 3, 4 machines to split those wires off of. So that's not the best setup. I should have actually maybe started plugging it in down here. But what I can do to possibly save the day is just split it off at the far end and then bring it another layer of it back around this way, right on top of everything, so we have the main bus going still, and then back up there. That way it splits off and goes off into the production over there and the production up top. I'm sold. That's the way we're going to do this. It's going to take a while. Alright, so I got the line coming back over this way, so we can actually get rid of this splitter here. Get rid of this lift, because I can just reattach it from the top here. There we are. And bring a new lift down. Where is that end? There we are. Should be okay this way. And it's a little hard to eye this up. Oh, we're up here. There we go. And hopefully this will be a nice bend. It's a little off, but I'll take it. There we go. Now we shouldn't really have much of a problem. Oh, look at this nice little ledge I made over here. We really shouldn't have a problem now with the supply, because there's a ton of wires being made down here. So awesome. We'll come and check up on this later. It's probably going to take a little while to catch up and get everything going, but it's nice seeing these lines. Like, look at that. Even the quick wire line is just flying along. Love it. So next thing I need is actually quartz crystal. We are making silica over here with the quartz, but I'm thinking of adding a couple of machines to the end of this row here and turning some of it into the quartz we need for production. Let's take a quick look here. Oh, that's a train. That's cool. I thought that was outside. That thing sounds so realistic. I love it. I mean, if that's what electric train sounds like. To me, it sounds realistic. Let's take a quick look. I like looking at it in the machine sometimes. It just it's a little easier to visualize. I know you can do it the other way. So we're going to need 20 per minute. So I'm going to go make enough machines to produce 20 quartz crystals per minute. And then bring them down here, this way. Right through this, this bus line. Right here? Something like that. Probably over here. And mission complete. So what I've done here is I've added in some machines. They're not powered, they're not making anything because they don't need to be. I just wanted to make sure I was going to have the spacing right, and we might need them for expansion at some other point anyway. But I brought on the end of the line here, and I just put these two here coming over here. Now they're both making 15 per minute. It's not really that big of a deal. They're not going to be operating all the time anyways. But we have everything we need now. We have our wires. We have our plates, or our cables, I keep calling them wires. We have our plates, and we have our, whoa, holy crap. Keep forgetting about that. Anyway, I need to set down two of these manufacturers. So I'm looking at this area here. We have still a lot of room. So I think I'm going to put a manufacturer there facing that way, because everything's going to end up going that way to make the turbo motors. And I'm going to put another one here, I think, going that way too. And that should fill up our space pretty decently, probably to about here. I'm going to go ahead and get working on that. So there we have it. Just hooked up the power and all three lines will be moving here. There we go. Cables moving, plates moving, and quartz moving. Awesome. So we have two manufacturers now making oscillators for us. So we got just over 2.6 or something. Bad math. But we're doing pretty good for oscillators. So that is cool. So we have oscillators, everything we need now. Let's take a look because we have the unit open and we can just go like this. We have everything we need here now to make radio controlled units. So I'm going to go ahead and build one actually let's go like this for 1 second. It'll make 2.5 per minute. Okay, so both of these machines are going to be going into one radio control unit machine. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. Let's put the crystal oscillators back on here, and I will build one more manufacturer. Do we have room for it? Oh, we don't have room for it right here. That is okay. What I will do then, we have this row coming here, but I don't think we need much. Oh, we need the rubber off of that. So I will put the manufacturer. This is a hard one. We need to bring stuff from all over the place here too for this. So maybe right here, because then I can leech off the rubber coming this way. Is there rubber coming down the line here? Yes. Yes, there is. Okay, that might work. Okay, I ended up building it over here. I can just use the rubber off of this. Actually, I should set this back a little bit just in case I need to extend this line because you never know, right? So I'm going to extend it back and try to wrap everything nicely up into it. And I'm also going to try to line it up with this other manufacturer too, so that looks nice. So I'm up to the task now of putting computers up to our system. It's the last thing I need. So I basically just sniped off the line right here, right in the corner of the bill. It's not so bad. And I've actually realized these are really easy to put together. I snapped this to this, brought it around, and then snapped this to that. And I don't have to put anything in between them. You don't need any belts. They automatically snap together. And now this actually is a little low. Whoops. I can redo that real quick though. It's really easy. Actually, we'll take this moment out. And I'll show you guys if I can finish deleting that conveyor pole. There we go. So if you come down here, and look at that, it just snaps. So oh, that's beautiful. So you don't need to do anything. And then there you go. You have computers up to this level. Actually, I should move them up one more block here, or one more level, I guess you would call it, because it needs to go up on the second level of this right here, just like that. Is that straight? Is that straight? Oh, it's straight. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. So nice and easy. And computers, I don't think anytime soon we're going to have any concern with having to make any more of those. We can make a ton of them down below. Now, we are stretching our resources out a little bit for the next floor when we get to it, whenever we do. I think we're going to have to start producing raw resources again just to make sure we're not going to run out and become really complicated. Okay, I'm going to get computers over here and we will be producing. And there we go. So we have computers going in here, which means we are now producing radio controlled units. That is awesome. So our next step is to actually go ahead and start making some damn turbo motors. Look at that. So we need to get motors from the other end of the factory. So we're producing, what, 2.5 per minute? And the turbo requires 2 per minute. So we're going to be producing a little bit over, which means we could probably put some into storage. It's a little hard with that. I wish we had splitters where you could say put 3 this way, put 1 this way. That would be really nice too. But it is what it is. We're overproducing a little bit. Not too big of a deal, I guess. So we need to get some more of these over that way, which is not a big deal. We need to get heat sinks, rubber, which I believe, yep, rubber's running along here. So I can bring rubber back along and actually split this off to go in this direction here too. Oh, wait. Can I make right here? I think I can. I'll just bring a line of the completed motors from over here down along this wall to meet up to there. Oh, beauty. Yeah, okay, sweet. We're getting really close here. Okay, so I'm looking at the recipe here, and actually go 100% to make 1.875. We're actually going to need 3.75 radio control units. So we only actually have 2.5 coming out. So we could probably go one turbo motor per minute with this build. That's what I think we're going to be ending up with. So I still got a little bit of work on my hands, but this is really, really exciting. And that's it. Look at that. We have motors flying down the line now. Now we're making 10 motors per minute. And it's actually calling for 7.5, which is awesome. Well, actually 7.5 at a rate we can't do. I still have to underclock this a little bit. So I'm going to hit it about 60 just to see where that's... we'll go 65 to see where that lands us on per minute production. But that means we can also store motors too. Now I have a little bit of a storage there for the motors as a buffer right now. I'll have to figure out a good way to get these actually down to our storage floor, as it is quite far away. I could maybe make another split off of this, bring it across the top and across there down that way. That would actually bring it generally closer to the storage. We do have to eventually bring some supplies down too, so that actually might not be a half bad idea, bringing it down that way. But we'll worry about that later. I also want to store, of course, our turbo motors too. So, oh my god, look at that. So we're still making 1.29 per minute. So I'm actually going to go down to 59, doing it the wrong way, and see what that does. And also, at least make a temporary storage solution here for our turbo motors for now. And then we'll figure out how to bring those down to the main storage too. This is awesome. I could actually put this and the extra motors on the line, because if it's full down here on the line, I could split it off and it'll just spit out all the overflow. It does it 50-50 though. How many do we need? 4 point... Oh, that's actually not too bad. 50-50? That would work. Okay, anyways, I'm getting too far ahead of myself here. We already have 2 turbo motors. We're running at 1.106, so we'll try 58%. Here we go. There's an actual way to figure this out, but I don't feel like doing the math. We can just come and check it every once in a while. Okay, I'm going to make a storage for this here. There we go. So we now have storage for our turbo motors. This should not fill up by itself very quickly, because we're only producing 1.087 per minute. We'll stick with that. We'll go with 1.087 per minute. So we're actually looking good on supplies. We're definitely making enough radio control units, just a little bit above. That might mean we might be able to store a few of those as well. That's what I wish. I wish there's like overflow splitters and stuff too. Like if the line was full, then it would start splitting off. I hope you're listening to this, Coffee Stain. We need a lot more line work. We need a lot more like control over the flow off the lines. But I'm liking what we got here so far. We are looking good. We are confidently producing 1 turbo motor per minute. So that's 5 minutes to make one new Mark III miner, which is awesome. So turbo motors, no longer a problem. Motors will have lots of twos, so I'm really happy with this. And look how much room we still have left on this floor. Oh my god, we still have tons of room up here. But that's okay. Like I said, we can always use the room for expansion. Nuclear stuff, stuff to make the nuclear plant, I think we might do on the second floor. I haven't even really looked into that, but that's our next major project. Now that I got turbo motors and everything going, we'll take a look at that. Okay, awesome guys. Well, I hope you're happy with this. It's not looking too spaghetti. I'm happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, leave a like. Let me know you watched it to the end. And I'll see you in the next episode. Stay classy and always back up them game saves. Peace out. Have a good one. Fist boop.